Welcome back. Dr. Linder here. We are going to look at a review of what we've covered. We've done several videos on epithelium tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nerve tissue. So let's take a look at this drag and drop and see how we do, right? A network of specialized cells that monitors the internal and external environment and initiate commands through which the body reacts. That's going to be neural tissue, right? Nerve tissue is controlling all of the bodily functions, okay? And it's monitoring. It's monitoring what's happening inside and outside of the body. That's the job of the nervous system. Okay, which is classified as using the number of cell layers and the shape of the cell at the apical surface, at the top surface. Well, that's epithelium. Right? Is it simple or stratified? Is it cuboidal? Is it columnar or squamous? Skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, smooth muscle, well, those are muscle tissue. What is widely distributed through the body to allow for movement of the skeleton or other tissues of the body? Muscle tissue, specifically which one? We're talking about skeletal muscle. Which is the most diverse, the most abundant, and widely distributed tissue? That's going to be connective tissue. Which one forms the surface layer of the body, lines body cavities, even the hollow organs and structures, and makes up glands? That's epithelium. And which tissue is composed of neurons and glial cells? I refer to them as neuroglial or neuroglial. Neuroglial just means nerve glue. Okay. Again, when we look at connective tissue, we had three types. We had connective tissue proper, which is where loose and dense connective tissue was. Under loose, we had areolar, adipose, and reticular. Under dense, we had regular, irregular, and elastic. Under supporting connective tissue, that's where we had cartilage and the three types, hyaline, elastic, and fibro. And then we had bone, the solid part, that was compact bone. That's where you had the osteon. Remember the osteon and the concentric lamellae and the lacunae. Spongy bone was at the endosteum. That's the spongy bone. And then fluid connective tissue, that's blood. That's your red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets for clotting. Okay, here was another one which is more like a drag and drop. So, okay, which one is fluid connective tissue? It's blood or lymphatics, right? Or lymph. Supporting connective tissue, that's hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage, and fibrocartilage. Hyaline cartilage is what makes up your joints. Elastic cartilage, that could be found like the epiglottis of the throat, the cartilage of the ear, in the lungs, that's all elastic cartilage. Fibrocartilage is the intervertebral discs, the meniscus, pubic symphysis, and compact bone is the osteon. So all that falls under supporting. And everything left is going to be connective tissue, right? You had areolar, adipose, and reticular. That was under loose connective tissue. And then dense regular, dense irregular, and dense elastic. That was dense connective tissue. Still other drag and drops. Again, you have to be able to identify epithelium. So epithelium is anything that has the word simple or stratified in it, as well as pseudo-stratified. And then the shapes. Is it squamous? Is it cuboidal? Or is it columnar? For muscle, it was either cardiac, smooth, or skeletal. And nervous is nervous, right? I would say the neuron, neuroglial, axon, dendrite, cell body, all that relates to nervous tissue. And connective tissue, right? That's areolar, fat cells, elastic cartilage, compact bone, hyaline cartilage, blood, right? All that falls under connective tissue. Some samples of elastic cartilage, the epiglottis, which is the flap at the back of the throat. Like when you eat, and food goes down your throat, there has to be an epiglottis, which is elastic cartilage that closes off your windpipe. It closes off the windpipe so food is directed down your esophagus. Otherwise, it goes down the wrong pipe. Okay. The external part of the ear is elastic cartilage. Even the eustachian tube, which is inside the ear, is elastic. Hyaline cartilage is found at the end of the bones. It's found in the nose. The nasal septum is hyaline cartilage. The thyroid cartilage is also hyaline cartilage. And the tracheal rings. So around the windpipe, when you do the respiratory tract and you learn the trachea, what goes around it are these C-shaped rings, and they're called tracheal rings. They're also hyaline cartilage. Fibrocartilage, the strongest cartilage in the body, is your discs of your spine, the medial meniscus and lateral meniscus of the knee, and the pubic symphysis, which is where the pubic bones come together. Elastic cartilage is made up of branching elastic fibers. Again, remember F comes before H. So fibrocartilage is made of type 1 collagen fiber, and the hyaline cartilage is type 2. Fibrocartilage is type 1 collagen fibers, and hyaline cartilage is type 2. Fibrocartilage is the strongest because it is formed by thick parallel bundles, unlike hyaline cartilage, which is not thick, which is why it can break down and degenerate pretty quickly around the joints.